Hashtag We Are Movie Club.
Hi guys, it's Charlie and welcome to a We Are Movie Club review, and today I'm reviewing the 2013 film Turbo, which is a nice little animated film with Ryan Reynolds and Bill Hader, who was in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and you've got a few extra little cameo roles in this. You've got Snoop Dogg does one of the voices, Samuel L. Jackson does one, and there's a few IndyCar legends in there. Will Power, Dario Franchitti and Mario Andretti are in this as well, which is always nice. And it is a motorsport related film because you have a snail who wants to race and is obsessed with racing, and it takes over his life basically. And once he's shunned and outcast for causing one too many accidents, he ends up in the engine workings of a street racer, and essentially he gets infused with fuel or whatever. I still can't work out what it was, but basically he can now go at 220 something miles an hour, which is quite fun. He's then captured, picked up by a taco salesman who suddenly sees this potential and thinks that Turbo is capable of winning the Indy 500, and snail racing and snails just become an overnight sensation as Turbo is allowed to enter the Indy 500 and then goes on to lead and almost win it before there's a massive crash, and he curls up and rolls over the line and becomes the first ever snail to win the Indy 500. Yeah. It's a really good film though. I really enjoyed it. It's part racing, it's part animated, so it ticks my boxes, but let's jump into the positives and what I really liked. It's a nice little animated film. The animations were good and they just fitted in well, you know, there was nothing too ambitious. It was still very well done, and it just all came together, and combined with the characters who were a combination of funny, some were a bit annoying, but it just all came together, and I really, really liked it, and I liked the subtle motorsport hints to it and the accuracy of those as well. Like the Indy was still very realistic. You had all of those little things, so if you know a bit about motorsport, then you know it's going to appeal to you and it's not going to look too silly. Yeah, I really liked it, apart from one thing, that main negative being that you have to seriously suspend your disbelief on this one. We've had films where you can think, yeah, it's a little bit doubtful, but yeah, I can go along with it. But I can completely understand why, for quite a few people, the idea of a racing snail racing at that speed is completely unrealistic and completely takes you out of the picture of the film. For me, it's not so much of a problem, but I can completely get why Cam might think that this isn't a very good film, purely on the basis that it's really not realistic, and even though it tries to teach you some good moral messages about believing in yourself and all of that kind of thing, it may be a bit of a far-fetched and roundabout way of doing it. That said though, I really liked it. I mean, these kind of films are my kind of film anyway. I mean, just look at the recent picks I've made: Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Bug's Life. If I'd seen it, I probably would have picked Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 and probably the Lego Movie, so that kind of thing is for me. So if you're like me and you're an absolute inner child, or you're a motorsports fan, or if you're both, then you may get a bit of a kick out of this. There's a little animated series on Netflix as well, which I may check out just because I can. But and if you're anything other than that, and you're not really of a mental age of a 6-year-old like I am as well, you may find that this isn't entirely to what you want, in which case, yeah, you know, feel free to skip past this one. But that said, it's what I think. I picked it and I really enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought, because I'd like to know the split on this one, whether people found it good or found it not so good, and what was good and bad about it. So feel free to let us know your comments in the comments section. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon.